start building something now. And the first thing I want to build is the shower unit. Now the problem is I've got to work out a way how to position this shower tray. So I've measured out my shower room. It measures from here to here 800mm, and from there to there is 900mm. Okay, the footprint for the shower tray and the toilet is quite small, and I was going to use the original shower tray from the caravan, not anymore. I managed to find a very cheap one on eBay which will fit in here, which is it, and that will go in there like so. The problem is I'm going to work out where's my ribs underneath the van, because obviously I have a plug on and I will have to cut through the flooring and drop a pipe through so it can be connected outside and go straight to the grey water tanks. But I can't just drill this hole anyway, because I know for a fact in the middle here is a support member. I'll put the plug on here, the chassis ladder, I'm going to hit that. Yet again I've put it here, support rail. So the only place I've got to go is here. Now the other problem I've got now, there's another main chassis section for the main bodywork which bolts onto the chassis for the van. Time to make this shower unit. Now I haven't made it easy for myself, because this shower unit does tie in with everything else. It ties in with the bedroom wall, the dividing wall for the bed, and also the dividing wall for the kitchen. But the biggest problem is the bedroom, because around about 3 foot of the wall has to be 50mm insulated. So that's my toilet sat on an imaginary platform to close in the space a bit more. Now there is enough room for the wall to go in there now. That will sit up snugly against the corner of the wall. Well, that's what I plan to do, to make a framework for the shower tray and a platform for the toilet itself. So the next step is to build the walls to go around the shower room itself. Some more extra bracing braces along the sides and all down here as well, and one on the back. It is very solid. I'm actually moving the van there, so the next step now is going to be fitting the shower tray. Now I have cut these pieces out so it will house the door frame on each side. Also, along here I have a lip. I've made a small gap for this lip just to slide into. I'll show you now. As you can see, that's the gap there, and this lip will sit inside that gap. So if I just slide the shower tray into that gap, it gives a nice snug fit along there. So when I come to board the shower unit out, the boarding will actually meet up with the top of this shower tray, and I'll put some silicone sealant along the edges just to seal it off, make it watertight. Got a cracking day for van building. As you can see, I've started making the base of the bed on a wall for the bedroom. But first, I'm just going to pop to B&Q to get some more wood for the van. I'm running out again. Of course, I have the most unpractical car ever. I need to be cracking on with this bulkhead for the bedroom wall. It's quite a big area I've got to fill in. What I'll have to do is make a template out of cardboard. It's pretty much going to cover half of that rear door. So I'll have to cut out a large section of cardboard to fill in that hole. Transfer that template onto the 5mm plyboard. Cut out the plyboard. Then I'll have to cover that plyboard with this stuff. Once it's covered, I'm going to glue that panel onto the framework I've made for this wall. Leave that to dry. I will go around the other side and fill in the areas where it needs to be insulated. Now I'm using 25mm insulation boards like I did with the walls. Once I've done the insulation, I shall put another plyboard over that, but I'll probably fix that in temporary because I need to paint that white. They're going to be insulated as well, so it's going to be double insulated, so it should be nice, warm and snug in there. So I'm back in the bed again, and as you can see, I've made the base just like how I made the shower. It's pretty much lightweight. I want to keep the build so much lightweight as possible. I've also put 50mm insulation on the bottom of the bed. So just to recap, we've got 50mm here, 25mm on the wall here. Bed base, the way I'm going to construct it, is going to have 50mm insulation in that as well. Now I planned to plyboard the whole garage area, but I'm just going to put this one in first, the bulkhead bit, because that's going to be the hardest part to get to once I get my timber lats in place to support the bed base. So with this bed, I don't want to be building it out of 2x3 timber. So just like how I made the shower room, I'm using very little amount of framing work just to keep the build as light as possible. And due to the fact this bedroom is on the overhang of the van, I don't really want to be putting too much weight on the back end. So I'm going to be using around about 12 kilograms worth of materials for this bed itself. Now on my first stage, I want to build a framework that crosses over like that. So it's going to be like a trellis, all screwed and glued together to give it the strength for the base. Now I need to anchor that on all four walls of this bed. So it's not going to go anywhere, it should be strong. Whoa. Now that's the bed base trellising now. My next step is to insulate between these lats. Like I said before, I'm going to use the 50mm insulation board. So just before I put the insulation in, I just want to apply the 5mm plywood on the underside of the bed. I'm just going to get on the bed and test it, see if it has any give in it. So I'm actually stood on one lat in the middle of the bed, as you can see, and I'm going to jump up and down, and that's not even shifting. Great. I don't know. The problem is I can't let go of this because smashing. Great. I'm very good at balancing. So now, in between these lats, I can put this 50mm insulation in. So that's the bed all insulated now. I've also taped off the gaps between the boards using aluminium tape. I think I've used around about half a mile of this stuff. I've definitely invested some money on tape. Air bubbles. So next, I want to get this 5mm plyboard laid on the bed base and screwed into position. So for now I'm going to leave this uninsulated. It's going to be an access point from inside the van into the garage. So that's how I made my bed. Next I'll move on to the shower. I want to start from the back of the vehicle and move forwards. So in the next episode we'll concentrate on the shower. Only just. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
White killer,